Hi. Okay. So I have worked across two industries, right? One is digital, of course, and tech, and second is media and entertainment. And both industries have massive trust deficit. And I saw it in live action in my last assignment in tech in DPI, where there was massive trust deficit because all of this was about talk. There was no execution. There was no stakeholder. There was the ecosystem, but the ecosystem was not really responsible for the final delivery and in touching the customer. So there was trust deficit by default because you spoke the big talk, but you did not deliver it, and you were also not responsible for deliver it. You were just to deliver it. You were just responsible for writing the protocol or the document, and that does not inspire any kind of trust from anybody. You have to really stand in the trenches to do what is needed, and similarly, so that's the trust deficit in tech. The second trust deficit is in media and entertainment because I say a lot again. There's a lot of imagination, but to convert it into reality, basis what you said, is really really hard because this is where human collaboration becomes as important as the technicality of it all and the financing and everything else. And bringing all the pieces together is the hard part, and most people are not able to do it. They get one part or the other, and they're not able to bring the whole thing together. So there is trust deficit in media and entertainment by default. In the times that's coming where you're all talking about whether it's human made or AI made or etc. Again, there is trust that we're talking about. For all the tech in the world, if the human is not there in the loop, then the tech is just a copycat tech. And if the tech works and the human doesn't, then that doesn't work either. So again, it's a collaboration of the human and the technology and the imagination, which is either borrowed or your own. Really doesn't matter, but it is all of it that comes together, which then brings some whole or some trust in the larger scheme of things. I think more and more what will happen is in the world that's coming, where you wouldn't know what is synthetic and what is real. The ability to build trust is what would keep the leaders away from the pretenders, and my sense is more and more become more and more become the person that everybody trusts. Pay the cost for your mistakes. Say sorry. Repair. Walk away from any kind of wrong bets that you might take. For example, I keep saying this. I took a bet on metaverse, and the only thing that came out of it was digital humans. Everything else kind of didn't work. Wave three was a bet in which I think the only thing that came out of it was ledgering. And DPI was a bet, and I think the only thing that came out of it was inclusion, to understand diversity and inclusion. In every bet that you take, there are missteps and there are good steps, and you have to be able to kind of have the sense. And media and entertainment, I've come out of with stories and imagination, so I do value stories most in all of the bets that I've taken in life. Digital, I value scale. The ability to touch more lives is what digital is all about for me, nothing else. And having said all of this, in every bet that you've taken, you've also been mistrusted because you were the first one to kind of go ahead and do that part. But repair in case you make a mistake and move on.